What if I told you the world's most powerful alliance is about to shatter? This is Kenya News Update today. Coming up, you'll discover why a single military strike has pushed global diplomacy to the brink and what this means for every Kenyan watching. The flags are up, but the unity is gone. The G7, the club of the world's richest democracies, is meeting right now in an emergency session. But here's the twist. This isn't a routine summit. This is a crisis triggered by a decision from Washington and Tel Aviv. On February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel launched a massive attack on Iran. The aftermath? A wave of retaliatory strikes across the Middle East and international military bases. And the diplomatic fallout is just beginning. Meet the key players. In France, President Emmanuel Macron is walking a political tightrope. With an election year looming, he's branded the US-Israel attacks as outside international law. But he's also sent an aircraft carrier to the Mediterranean and pledged to strengthen France's nuclear arsenal to protect Europe. It's a high-stakes game of deterrence and diplomacy. But here's what nobody's talking about: the economic bomb ticking at home. Finance Minister Roland Lescure, who will lead the G7 meeting, is worried about inflation. Persistently higher energy prices from this conflict could hit French consumers at the worst possible time. And then, something shocking happened. The dispute between the US and Spain exploded. Madrid refused to let the US military use its bases. President Trump's response? He threatened to cut off all trade with Spain. US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent went further, telling CNBC that the Spanish put American lives at risk. European leaders have rallied around Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez. This isn't just about Iran anymore. This is a direct challenge to Europe's sovereignty. Germany is taking a different path. Chancellor Friedrich Merz is playing the diplomat. Ahead of his meeting with President Trump last week, he said now is not the time to lecture our partners and allies, but the economic reality is biting. Each G7 nation is now navigating its own lonely path through this international firestorm. France wants coordination, Germany wants calm, the US wants loyalty, and the entire alliance is straining under the weight of a single, monumental decision. The war in Iran presents the G7 with one of the most significant diplomatic tests in modern history. The group has faced strain before, during both of President Trump's tenures, but this is different. This is a live conflict with global repercussions. Finance ministers and central bank governors aren't just talking about sanctions. They're assessing responses to a war that's already happening. The map of global power is being redrawn in real time. Some say this is necessary action. Others call it a reckless gamble that's broken international law. But here's the part that will blow your mind. This emergency meeting might be too little, too late. The diplomacy is already in tatters. The flags still fly, but the trust is gone. Do you think the G7 alliance can survive this crisis, or are we witnessing the end of an era? Drop your take in the comments. Subscribe to Kenya News Update today for more breaking global news.